What's up YouTube land, Zeno Gaming here today with the second race of the Sunday night Oceania Transnation eSport race, and today we are at the Hungarian Grand Prix for the race in Hungary. Very excited to get back into this league racing once again, and I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode in Germany where I think we ended up finishing P5 in that Grand Prix. So it wasn't a bad after crashing before the start of the race and not qualifying, having to go from the back to finish fifth. I thought was not a bad result. So now here today we are coming to Hungary, which is a track that I haven't been fond of. I'd say it's a track that I haven't been that great at, especially on this year's game. It's not one of my better tracks, that's for sure. I put in a bit of practice before the last week to try and be as good as and well prepared as I possibly could be for tonight's race.
Okay, we'll alter the setup of the car.
Or this race, and so yeah, that's all we can really ask for, and hopefully it's done enough. So anyway, just coming into qualifying now, we're gonna go out on a set of hard tyres first, just to set a banker lap, and hopefully that will all be all good. Just go out, set a banker lap, and then come around, and hopefully what the plan is to qualify in the medium tyres, because the soft tyre is quite rubbish around this track. I mean, you can qualify on the soft tyre, but you need to make sure you qualify on pole. You got to build out a nice gap, and then you got to go to the hard tyre, have no traffic, and then but you got to go to the hard tyre in lap 6, and then go to the end on the hard tyres. Or if you qualify on the medium, you can go to about lap 15, 16, switch to the hards, go to the end. It's just a bit easier on the tyre wear. So that is the plan, to qualify on the medium tyre, as most people will, and then go to the soft tyre. So anyway, here we come for our first lap here in qualifying, and we come into turn 1. Broke a little bit late, locked on the front left, missed that apex slightly, cost us a little bit of time, not the best exit either. Now on the run to turn 2, and yep, not the best run through there either, so not the best start to this lap, but like I said, it's just a banker lap. We'll see what we can lay down here. So we come through turn 4, and we go a little bit wide, and that's just enough to be a track extension and invalidate my lap. I wanted to keep pressing on to see what lap time I could lay down on these tyres, and Virage unfortunately did not move out the way. I would have been even more annoyed if this was my actual qualifying lap. I tried to go past it and he just wouldn't get out the way, and then yeah, in the end, just doesn't matter. Came around again on the next lap, which I invalidated again, but I wasn't going to complete this lap anyway. Just wanted to see what kind of pace I had coming into the pits now, and it's not. I can't really tell. It says I'm up 4 seconds, and I couldn't really remember my invalidated lap time. So yeah, not really sure what my true pace was on the hard tyre. So I box, and not really sure what to take away from that first run in qualifying. So that's a little bit unfortunate. So now I'll come out on a set of medium tyres, and this is about 8 minutes to go on a session. I was debating whether just to sit there and come out right at the end, but I decided no, I'll go now on the set of medium tyres. And not the best run through turn 1, unfortunately. Had to have a double go at the corner, and now we're coming into turn 2. And I like the wide sweeping line here, then cut back. I probably need to cut back a little bit more, but it's fine for now. And now coming to turn 4, we invalidated here last time around. Can we avoid it this time? I go very wide, and that's invalidated again. And that's a real shame, because this is my only set of medium tyres, and I've got now 2 set of soft tyres. But I was debating whether I start on the soft tyre and try and qualify as high as I can. Top 3 are really quick around here. And then it's really 4th, I would have been able to qualify 4th if I went on the soft tyre. But I decided to come back out in the medium tyre, thinking more about the race, thinking long term. Making a little mistake here into turn 2. I decided to focus on the race and decided to go qualify on the hard tyre. I thought I could maybe poach and 7th place on the hard tyre, 8th place at best. Not the cleanest lap so far either. This time we avoided turn 4, invalidating the lap, and yeah, really tricky to hook up a good lap around Hungary. I find it a tricky track anyway, and I really don't dislike turn 11 here, but man, this little bump, this little curve on the outside really can, if you use it to open the track up, it really can throw you off in the middle of the corner. But we come around now, so yeah, the thinking is to go to hard, start on the hards, then go to the medium tyre, and we'll see what we can do from there. It's not going to be a great qualifying as Gunners goes provisional pole. We're using all the track and some with a bit of the grass. Probably cost me a little bit of time coming through that final corner, but I don't know if it would have made a difference. We set a 1 minute 18.3 on the hard tyre, go 8th place. So unfortunately Jordan come across the line on a set of soft tyres and jumped us there, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but 9th place for the race. It should be fine with Gunnar taking pole position. He won last time out in Germany, looking to make it 2 wins on the trot here in this league racing. So yeah, we decided to now go on that hard tyre strategy. We'll see how that pays off, but we also put in, I brought it down to lap 15. I thought I could do 20 laps on the soft tyre here. My thinking behind that was hopefully to just have the come in early and get an undercut on everybody ahead that are running medium tyres, to hopefully have a bit of track position on that medium tyre myself, pull away the gap, and then just really cruise around. I think the top 3, we won't be able to beat them today. So 4th is what we're really aiming for today. Unfortunately, not quick enough with my pace to really challenge the top 3. But yeah, like I said, we're trying to undercut these guys essentially, and then go ahead on the medium and just do the last 20 laps. Maybe like have a good first 10 laps on it, just belt it as fast as I can, and have hopefully enough gap behind to just cruise around really. We'll see how that all plays out, but here we go for the start of the Transnation F1 League race here in Germany for the Oceania League. Five red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go for the Transnation esports race here at Germany. Got a really good start despite being on the hard tyre. Jordan got a really good start here as well. You can see on his soft tyre, he's going to challenge down in turn 1. Decided to brake early in turn 1. Brett goes real heavy, but Jordan hits Mural, and we managed to avoid the contact there. We have to take avoiding action going off the track here. And now we though are in 8th place and slot in ahead of Raj. And then Brett also makes more contact with Mural. So a little bit of strife already in Muralist for the first 2 corners. Then I make a mistake. I cut the corner stupidly at turn 3, which really will cost us as Brett goes a little bit wide through turn 1 there, and he's wide again through turn 5. I'm at 2-4 through turn 5. Yeah, stupid mistake, because we only got 3 warnings and towards a penalty, and we've already used one on the first lap at a spot you'll never cut on any other lap, but I don't know what happened there. I just turned in a little bit too early, unfortunately. But yeah, turn 4 is the danger spot. I'm pretty confident I won't pick up any warnings at any other point on the track except for turn 4. Turn 11 seems to be a bit soft with the penalty. Looks like you can put all 4 wheels over that white line and it won't penalise you, where turn 4 you put a millimetre over and you will be penalised. But yeah, so decent opening lap going from 9th to 8th. Only position was really made up on Jordan, who he would have been behind if he didn't spin, but that's the game. I don't know if he fully spun. I think it was just a half spin, a lot of contact with Mural. Now we're moving on to lap 3, and we're keeping up quite nicely with Brett here. We're probably a little bit quicker as well. He was all over the shot in these early laps. He was making a lot of mistakes, going very wide, and it meant I was going wide as well. And then I make a little bit of mistake here into turn 13, trying to stay in the DRS. We still do get the DRS. Little mistake there from me, which is not ideal. We can't really afford mistakes here. We need to really stick as close as possible to these medium runners to have the best chance of getting a good undercut. So yeah, that's really the plan. But now here on lap 5, we still haven't really closed back up to the back of Brett, and that's not ideal for our race. We're still, though, Brett makes a mistake and then I'll make a bigger mistake. I used too much throttle on the exit of that corner, got a bit too greedy, and that meant Virage goes past us. Yeah, so a silly mistake here. Not ideal, not what I wanted. yeah, going to just cost us even more time now to those medium runners up front, and especially the top three, who I've bolted by the way. But now Virage, we were quicker than him. We were pulling away from him. It was just unfortunate that I made that silly mistake. He was just close enough behind to where he could sneak through, really. But yeah, Brett's still struggling up ahead. He's dropped back from the likes of Mural and Hazza ahead, Hasmania. So that's positive for us that we can we're not too far behind, but it's not ideal, like I said. And now Virage, you can see here, we're right on the back of him. We've got the DRS here. We're running quite high in the wing, so it was just so difficult to get past down to turn 1. I was running 10-11 on my aero. Didn't go deep into turn 1. Would have caused an accident if I had gone it. And he tried to make that move stick, but you know, yeah, maybe I was too cautious. I'm not sure. Braked pretty early, but yeah. So 10-11 on the aero, so it was so difficult to get a run down to turn 1, especially if I didn't make a good exit at a last corner, if I wasn't really close behind. So you can see that we carry a lot more speed through turn 4. I was so much quicker through this part of the track. This is where it was really frustrating. You can see where we're gaining the time, even on the harder tyre. At this point, the harder tyre probably is a little bit better than the medium as well, because the medium has started to go off. So yeah, you can see Virage making mistakes where we almost had a look through the little chicane there, but nothing doing, and we're right up his rear wing now, and we're just hoping I can make a move now for turn 1. That's only really the best and really only opportunity around this track to make an overtake. That's why they call it the Monaco without the barriers. They do call this Hungary, because it pretty much is Monaco with no barriers. Only this straight is a little bit better than Monaco for overtaking. So yeah, now coming into the main straight, DRS into effect, but you can just see we're not really making much difference. You're going to try and dive around the outside, but we're too far back to make that happen. And now we've got DRS again for the run to turn 2, and you can see we're closing. He ghosts, his car ghosts. I'm now down the inside of him. He swoops around the outside, a little bit of a touch there, but not enough to cause damage. Now we're going to go into overtake mode, try and sweep around the outside. You can see we're faster. We've got another look down the inside. He backs out of it. He lets us go because it's just costing us both a lot of time now. And you can see Brett's about 5 seconds down the road in the Toro Rosso car. And you can see now lap 11, we've caught up to the back of Brett, and he's struggling on his medium tyres, and he finally decides to call it quits and decides to come in to the pit lane for a set of hards. I'm not sure if he had damage from that first lap, because he was dropping pace to the guys ahead, but I'm not sure if he had damage or not. Lap 13 here, Macca Stewart, who's one of the top guys, he came in, he was a pit stop ahead, and that was really deflating when he was coming out in front of me, being a pit stop ahead. And yeah, that really was a bit deflating, knowing any chance of a podium is probably gone, but nonetheless, we'll just keep pressing on. And you can see he got, oh, it's not this lap actually, I thought it was that lap, but now lap 15, and you can see TP Gunners behind us, he's fighting with Macca for the podium. You can see that undercut Macca got him. So lap 15, this is the lap we decide the box. Made a bit of a meal on this entry here, which is not ideal. But unfortunately, Mural and Hasmania both came into the pit lane on lap 15 as well. I was hoping they would go that extra lap or two longer, but they didn't. They decided to both pit for, they were both trying to get the undercut. And unfortunately that hasn't worked out for me, because I was trying to get the undercut at them. I was probably a little bit too far back anyway. I'm about 5 seconds behind them on track. But yeah, that's the way the game, that's the way the cookie crumbles. You can see Brett, we just managed to sneak out in front of him, so he's undercut on the hard tyre. Did not work compared to us. We managed to jump him in the pit stop actually, which was nice to see. So now lap 17, and Mural, and I believe that's, I'm not sure who's driving the Red Bull, I can't exactly remember. It's Mish in the Red Bull, and so yeah, he's also out on the hard tyre going to the end of this race. So we have to, what I was hoping pre-race with my plan on the hards, it was to, I don't know how I didn't pick up a penalty out of that corner, by the way, in that lap. My pre-race plan was to jump these guys on the medium, and there's my first warning. I almost threw it in the barrier there as well. And there's my first warning though, for a corner cut 3 corner cuts in this race, and the first one was on the first lap. But yeah, we caught up to the back of these guys quite quickly with the medium tyre. They're on the hards. My race pre-plan was to hopefully jump them in the pit stop. That obviously hasn't worked, but we've got a much better run here on Mural with the medium tyre, going down into the inside into turn 12, later on the brakes, and we make that move stick. So that was a good move on Mural to go into P6 in this race. Realistically, these are the only guys we can beat, as Macca Stewart, TP, Gunners out in front, and Josh Banks are too far ahead. We're not got any chance to unfortunately catch them unless there's a freak safety car. So yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, but now we're on the back of Mish, who is behind Hazard, Harry. Harry looks a little bit slow at this stage of the Grand Prix. I'm not sure if he was just managing his resources, not really too sure if he was just dislikes the hard tyre. Yeah, I'm not sure. But I was really happy at this point of the race, so I thought, yeah, I'm going to finish 4th, medium tyre. We're going to cruise past the only thing was getting past these guys. So yeah, that was my biggest issue. But after passing Mural on that last lap coming out of turn 11, knowing the pace advantage with the better tyre, the tyre advantage I have, I can carry a lot more speed through the apex in the corner. So once I realised that, I made that my destination for my overtaking spot, because I know I'm not going to get past him in. So you can just see the extra speed you can carry. I go into overtake mode, and then we have the move done. We go later on the brakes, and yeah, job done for turn 12. So that became my plan of attack. But now Hasmania, he's the guy at the front of this pack. My teammate there, Labyrinth, is going a lap down, which is unfortunate, but that's the way it goes sometimes in racing. Yeah, I now, because Hazard is the one out in front, that overtaking opportunity into turn, as we just hold on to Mish, by the way, because we didn't get the DRS from Harry because he was a little bit too far ahead, unfortunately. Yeah, but that was the plan, was to go into turn 12, make overtakes. But because Harry's out in front, he doesn't have DRS. We're going to be able to utilise that to our advantage to be able to overtake him in this race. So yeah, that should be all good. As we go very wide through turn 4 there, but don't pick up a penalty. Very, very lucky there. So yeah, as you see, just closing the gap all the time through this middle sector. I really was enjoying, with these aero settings, the middle sector. The rest of the lap is from the start line to turn 4 is not so fun, but yeah, it really does pay off from all the way through this middle sector, all the way really to turn 14. But then once you get to that middle sector, to that first sector, sorry, you do struggle for a little bit of pace. But you know, that's sometimes you gotta just deal with it. That's just, yeah, I think it is the quickest way for me personally around Hungary. I'm not sure, maybe I can go a little bit lighter on the aero for future races, I'm not sure. But anyway, got the DRS now on Harry. I'm probably a little bit too far back, but we're going to overtake mode. We're going to really burn up the DRS here. We've got plenty of it to use. You can see he defends the inside, so I go to the outside, go as late as I dare on the brake. Much more confidence on the medium tyre, and now I've got DRS again for the run to turn 2, and that really is job done out in front into P4 in this Grand Prix. So now we can really just pull the gap out a little bit, and then we can really just cruise to the end, try and pull out as much of the gap as we can. Got to lap 24, you can see we're pulling away, then the VSC hits. I was using a bit of fuel and ERS to do so, but that VSC hits, which probably hurt us a little bit, to be honest, because I didn't really get back into the groove after this VSC. Lost tyre temperature, and I never really had the same pace again. So yeah, I cruised around on lap. I was cruising around in lean and not really using our ERS, and then on lap 34 decided to go for it to try and set the fastest lap, even though I didn't really have a chance and the tyres just gave me nothing. And then by this point, even though, despite pushing on these last 2 laps, I couldn't pull away from Ural, who actually ended up getting past Hasmania, or Harry. So that was our race. Yeah, if I had had a better start, probably would have been a little bit further away from these guys, but that's how it goes sometimes. Still good to finish 4th place, best of the rest really. This was the best I could have done today, so on an alternate strategy I thought it paid off decently well. Don't know if it's the ideal strategy though, but anyway, good race to finish 4th place here at the Hungarian Grand Prix with Josh Banks winning the race, and in second place was Gunners with Stuart McKenzie in third. You can see Super Nash Bros having a little spin on the last lap there, and here is Virage coming through. He's going to finish 8th place. So you can see there, Josh wins the Grand Prix with TP second, Macca third, we finished 4th. Harry finished 5th because Muriel had 6 seconds worth of penalties, and Hamish was able to finish in 7th place with Raj 8th, Brett in 9th, and Ryan will round out the points in 10th, a lap down, I believe. So yes, he is. So yeah, that was the race, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was really fun to all through the week to kind of prepare for this race. Wish I had a little bit more pace around this track. It's not my favourite track. Probably was, you know, working all week on different lines through different corners and different ways to approach it with the setup, and yeah, just not really sure where I can find the extra 8-9 tenths I need to be with these guys at the minute. I'm going to keep just trying and keep practicing, keep working hard at it. So yeah, that's really it from me today. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, subscribe, leave your comments in the feed, and leave your feedback, in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys for the next race. I believe it will be at Spa for the Belgian Grand Prix next Sunday. So till then, goodbye.